Welcome to Aiken This Week. I'm Emery Langston. Today we are sitting in a tower at Citizens Park on a beautiful spring morning, and I'm so happy to be here today with Chrissy Miller and Sam Radford, both recreation program supervisors for the city of Aiken, and we've got a lot to talk about, ladies. All the wonderful spring and early summer programs that are coming up, and I just thank you for being with us again.
We're happy to be here.
I can't believe it's been 4 months since we talked last, and you know, I really don't think that there is a dull time or a slow time in recreation. It seems like that y'all are constantly moving, planning, getting ready for the next season, and here we are, and it's springtime, and so many wonderful things to talk about today. So we're just going to jump right on in. And Chrissy, let's start with you because you have got a long list of great stuff that's going on in the city of Aiken. So I know that you've got a registration date that is coming up April 1st.
That's right. Our summer camps are getting ready to get into full swing, and parents will be able to register their children at either Smith Hazel's Summer Fun Day Camp or Odell Week's Summer Adventures Day Camp starting April 1st at 9 a.m.
And you know, spring break, that's really the time that I think that it hits parents that, wow, summer's right around the corner, and so you're releasing this information, I think, at just such a great time, giving parents just plenty of opportunity to sign up. Now, do your camps have themes this year? We didn't talk about that, but I did want to ask you that.
We do, and you're right. There's no better time than when you're staying at home with your children for a few days over spring break to start thinking about what you want to do with them over the summer.
Absolutely.
And we have plenty of activities planned for these kids. Each week has a special theme, and Rashika and Lynthia are both just chock full of wonderful new and improved ideas for the camp. I think the kids are going to be very busy, and they're going to get a great education while they're at it.
That's great. That's great. Now, what are the ages for the camps?
For our Odell Weeks camp, the ages are 5 to 12, and for Smith Hazel, they are 5 to 14.
Okay. All right. Well, can you give us a little sneak peek at maybe one or two of the activities that you know that they'll be doing this summer?
Well, I'll plug Rashika's brand new idea. I don't know if you know it, but Rashika is very into crime drama. And she watches all of the CSIs and Law and Orders and 48 Hours, all those things. So she's got a forensic week planned for the kids.
Oh, how exciting.
And I would guess right off the top of my head, they will probably get a visit from a canine dog. They're also going to participate in some activities that will teach them about forensic, hair samples, thumbprints, things like that. It's going to be very exciting. And I think she has a mystery planned for them as well that they will have to work through, and sort of a whodunit.
That is really interesting. Problem-solving skills, and you know, who knows, maybe a participant of the camp will grab onto that and decide that maybe that's a career path for the future. So that's very exciting. So I know that swim lessons at Smith Hazel will be attached. So will y'all be offering swim lessons again this summer as well?
Yes, we are. We're offering swim lessons for almost every age now. In fact, we've got a new swim lesson called Mommy and Me that will accommodate children from 6 months up with their parents. So there are a great variety of lessons that they can take from Red Cross certified instructors. And we will take the children from camp at least once a week to go swimming as well.
That's wonderful. And your swim lessons, are they week-long sessions, 2-week sessions?
I believe they're 2-week sessions. We like to allow for some bad weather.
Sure.
You know, those storms can sneak up in the summertime, so we want to make sure we've got plenty of leeway for that. But I believe they're 2-week sessions, and most of the programs are offered in the morning.
Wonderful. So starting off our spring, thinking about summer, that's really, really great. Well, I know just right around the corner here in a couple of weeks, you have a very special program here at Citizens Park. And can you talk a little bit about, it's the Kite Festival?
That's right. Well, the Kite Festival, in my mind, is more like a celebration of spring and the outdoors. We'll be utilizing the great spaces out here at Citizens Park. We will have kites available for children to purchase, or they can certainly bring their own. We're branching out a little bit into other things that fly. So we'll see, I believe we're going to have a gyrocopter out, and we're hoping to get some participation from the ecology lab for birds and things like that, so we can start thinking about spring taking flight. It's just a fantastic program. There'll be food and entertainment. We've got visitors coming from all over to show off their skills. And also, of course, we'll have inflatables for kids to enjoy too. It is free admission, but we'll offer wristbands for purchase for the inflatables.
That sounds like a ton of fun. Now, what time is that event going to be held?
That is from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. and it's April 16th.
So you can just come anytime between those times that the festival is going on, and just come and enjoy a beautiful day in the park and everything that is going to have to offer with the Kite Festival.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so that's going to be a busy day, because that evening there is a play that's going to be offered here in town.
Yes, we didn't have enough to do on the 16th. In fact, Seth has league day out here at Citizens Park during the Kite Festival. So there'll be baseball going on, and then the Kite Festival, and then that evening, the adults may want to, since they've spent the morning with the children, they may want to find a babysitter and come out to Odell Weeks. We are putting on a play to benefit programs like Kite Festival and Christmas in Hopelands and some of the other big projects that we endeavor each year. So the name of the play is The Great Kushagra Lake Hollis Macaulay Fishing Derby. It's quite a mouthful.
Indeed.
and it's worth finding out what that name, where the name comes from. It's quite funny. It's a Norm Foster play. He's a Canadian playwright, and it's precious fish out of water story where an investment banker gets trapped in this sleepy little town for the weekend. So great, complete with romance and broken hearts, but definitely a comedy, very light. And the tickets are $12 in advance. You can purchase them at Odell Weeks or at Smith Hazel, or $15 at the door. And we will offer coffee and desserts at intermission.
Very nice. So that is actually going to be at Odell Weeks.
That's right.
And what time will that program be?
It's going to start at 7 o'clock sharp.
Very good.
So we'll let everybody in. It's general admission, so we'll open the doors at 6:30. You can pick your seat, and we'll get started at 7.
Well, what an all-American day. Baseball, kite flying in the morning, and then ending it off with a fun evening of a play. And thank you for the teaser about that. That's very intriguing, and I'm sure that will interest a lot of folks to get their tickets early to want to see that. And how nice that is a benefit to be able to provide more wonderful programs through the City of Aiken Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Department. So that's great. So now, spring is coming, and I understand that you have some trips on the horizon.
That's right. We always like to keep especially our seniors busy, but public trips are open to anyone. We have one coming up. I have to use my cheat sheet here. It's April 20th to Columbiana Mall in Columbia. So that trip is open now, and I want to say following that, sometime in May, we'll be going to Greenville. So look out for those. We just finished a magnificent trip to Fort Gordon for dinner theater, and we do those trips once a month. So come out to Odell Weeks or call us up and see what the next trip is all about. But April's is shopping. Yes,
indeed. Who doesn't love that? I mean, as a woman, I love that.
Right.
But that's really neat that you do those types of programs once a month, and I guess it's all different types of trips that you take, and folks can find out more about what's going on through the rest of the season on the website and through Park Bench and those avenues of information. So now this was a program that, and I was curious as to if this is a new program, the Mother-Son Brunch.
It is not a new program. It's been a while. It's been around for a little while, although I think people are more familiar with our daddy-daughter dance. But the Mother-Son Brunch is in celebration of Mother's Day, and it's an invitation to come out and enjoy, a nice little meal at Smith Hazel. and chance for mothers and sons or aunts and nephews and so forth to come out and enjoy each other's company.
That is really nice. That's very special. And that is going to be on May 7th and
That's right.
right before Mother's Day. So what a nice opportunity for moms and sons to get together, because I do know the daddy-daughter dance is quite a popular event at Odell Weeks. So looking forward on into May, where you're just creeping right along, I know that our annual City Cup Challenge is coming up.
That's
so could you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, the City Cup is coming up. It's a corporate challenge between some of the companies and organizations in the area. It sounds like we've got about 10 interested teams so far. We can take a max of 12. So if you know other interested organizations that have some athletes or even some non-athletes, we do have some events like cornhole and ladder ball that don't take incredible amounts of skill to at least participate. I won't say that you don't have to have any skill at ladder ball, because, you know, I'm ladder ball champion.
Oh, okay.
I won't be competing this year since I'm in charge of the event, but I can tell you, judging by our information session the other day, we have some stiff competition this year, I think. The Department of Transportation wants to take the trophy back home with them, and the other 9 groups want to relieve them of that burden.
Yes.
So the registration date for that, the last day, is April 8th.
Okay.
So it's $150 for companies to compete, and then the program itself is from May 17th through the 19th. Every evening after work, there are things like walking challenges, basketball, free throws, volleyball, pickleball. So lots of opportunities to bond, and it's a great way for your company to develop some internal customer service, leadership skills, and just team spirit in general.
Indeed. And you know, I think it's just so neat how the program got started to promote National Employee Fitness Day. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah, and it's the 18th this year, so we're surrounding that on both sides.
Very good. Well, and I think that is so important. And what a neat thing that the city can offer for the various companies and corporations and organizations in this area. And I know that it has grown every year. And I know folks come out and cheer their teams on. And so I'm sure that we'd encourage folks to come out and do that. So looking forward to another successful year. And what is the prize?
Well, the prize is the trophy and the bragging rights, and you know,
Certainly.
Who can beat that?
Oh yeah, if you've got those bragging rights, then you're good.
Right, and then I think, you know, each company, I know the city of Aiken does certainly, but they try and incentivize their employees as well to participate and get out there and you know, be fit, be healthy, be active.
Sure, sure. You have a lot going on. You always have a lot going on, but that is a great thing. That is a great thing. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about Hopelands and the Rye Patch, Sam, and what you have going on. Again, spring, it's beautiful outside, everything's starting to bloom, and spring break's right around the corner. So tell us a little bit about what you have planned for the children during spring break.
Well, we have quite a few activities. On Tuesday of spring break, we've got a Kids Day at the Hall of Fame, and more details are coming on that, but it's usually from 9 a.m. until noon. And then that afternoon at 4 o'clock, we'll have one of our Storytime programs. And Storytime runs March through May, every Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the gardens on the sand patio right next to the Hall of Fame. So we'll have Storytime at 4 o'clock. And then the next day on Wednesday, we've got our annual event, Springtime's Lunch and a Show. And that's at 11 a.m. and it's actually at Citizens Park. We have outgrown Hopelands Gardens. What a
wonderful problem to have.
Exactly. So Citizens Park makes it just a little easier for everybody for parking and walking distance. We put up our mobile stage and we put on a production. This year it's Pork Chop Productions, and the show is going to be the Bremen Town Musicians.
Oh my goodness. Well, if folks out there have not seen Pork Chop Productions, that is a true treat.
It is. They're great. They put on a great show, and it's always family friendly and very educational. So that starts at 11, and we encourage everybody to bring their picnic lunch and a blanket or chair. And then after the show, we are right next to the spray ground at Citizens Park. So you just hop on over to the spray ground for some fun.
Boy, that's been very well thought out. That has been wonderfully thought out. So.
And there's free admission, so no
Very
charge to attend. So if you are fortunate enough to stay in Aiken during spring break, then we've got plenty of activities to take care of your kids.
That's very true. And I know Storytime in the Garden, what a very popular program.
Oh, yes.
And I know that that has grown by leaps and bounds as well.
It has. We actually had a record-breaking attendance on our first Storytime this spring. Typically, we would see between maybe 80 to 120 people in attendance, and that counts parents as well. But the first Storytime this spring, we had 256 people.
Well, you know, that we've had some beautiful weather. We certainly hope that that continues through our spring break. So I guess the story in that is to come early.
Yes, to grab a seat.
To grab a seat if you're coming for story time in the park. And let me ask you this, because some people might be wondering, where is the best place to park when you come for story time in the park?
The main lot for Hopelands Gardens is at 135 Dupree Place, and that's the paved lot as well as some overflow parking. If we have another huge attendance, we have extra parking at the Rye Patch at 100 Berry Road. I do want to remind everyone we can't park on Dupree Place because it is a residential area, so we can't block any, but we allow plenty of parking at Dupree Place and then at Rye Patch. So.
Very good. Well, that is good to know because with that type of attendance,
right.
And certainly hope that you continue to get those kind of numbers, because what a special event to come and have that story time in the park.
And it really is. It's near and dear to me because now that I have a little one, I understand the importance of starting reading to your children at a very early age. And we've got, the program's geared to 8 and under, but I mean, we have some 6-week-olds that come with their bigger brother and sister, and you know, they may not quite understand what's going on yet, but they're getting that experience, and it's instilling a love of reading in children at a very young age. And we give away free books to every family in attendance, so they get to enjoy the program and then enjoy the story at home too.
Oh, well, that is so valuable, so valuable. So we hope that everybody will come out and make plans for that program that's very special. So I know that you are in the, well, probably have already wrapped it up, planning stages for a very popular event in the summertime in Hopelands, and that's the summer concert series. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Every Monday evening we have a concert, a free concert, May through August at 7 p.m. and we've got a wide range of entertainment this year, varying from the Aiken Concert Band, who always opens and closes for us, the Southern Thunder Cloggers, so a great family performance, and then a couple of other groups that I think that Aiken is very familiar with but loves to come out and see.
So definitely something to look forward to during the summertime, and a huge highlight of the series every summer is the Marine Corps Band.
It's a favorite for sure. It's always our highest attended event. The Paris Island Marine Corps Band, they normally come around the 4th of July, but this year the 4th of July happens to fall on a Monday, the night of our concert. So of course we understand they were called away to perform at their base. So we won't have them on the 4th of July, but we'll have them the following week on July 11th.
So we're just going to continue to celebrate that patriotic spirit all month, and so that'll be great. Absolutely. So love the summer concert series, and I know that it's hugely attended, and it's really an old Aiken tradition.
It is. It's a reoccurring event. We probably have people that have been coming for years and years, but I do hope to encourage some new people to come out. I think that it's one of those hidden gems that not everyone knows about, but once they do, they fully jump on board because it's a free concert in the evening throughout the summer. You've always got something to do on a Monday night. And get through that Monday. And I mean, it's a great event, and I do want to point out we have parking across the street. Next to the Green Boundary Club, and we have staff assisting people across the street. Handicap parking is available at Dupree Place and at the Rye Patch, but it really helps us to accommodate more people having the parking across the street.
Sure, and that's for the summer concert series.
Yes, summer concert series.
Yes,
that's right.
Very good, very good. Well, with it being early spring and looking at the summertime, I know that Hopelands and Rye Patch are a huge wedding venue.
Absolutely.
So, and there are lots of questions that surround that. So, can you walk us through what the process is if somebody is looking to rent the gardens or Rye Patch for a wedding or wedding reception? Walk us through that process about what folks need to know.
The first thing they should do is just to call me. Most of the time I get calls from brides inquiring about prices, and I'm happy to give all that information. The most important thing is to check the date for availability. Right now, I am currently booking for 2017. So our dates do fill up rather quickly. Sometimes I can't accommodate a last-minute request, but the first thing is to call me to check for availability, and then we would set up an appointment for a tour of the gardens and the rye patch to make sure it's the right fit for their big day, which how could it not be? But they just call me, we'd set up an appointment and go over all of our policies and pricing information, and then set a date, and then we just move forward with planning from there.
Very good, very good. Now, how far in advance will you book? Or do you only book a year in advance, and now that you're booking into 2017?
If a bride is planning 2 years out in advance, I will do my best to accommodate that request. Typically, it's 1 year in advance, and I have some short notice that, plan a month out if necessary, and that's fine. We have a few different areas within the gardens that are very popular for wedding ceremonies. With our reflecting pool is a beautiful spot for a ceremony, as well as the lawn in front of our caretaker's home, and even the stage is an option. And then the rye patch, most people consider the rye patch reception center as a spot for receptions, but it's also a great spot for the ceremony. And it's my favorite, honestly, because you could do your ceremony on the front lawn and then have your reception indoor, outdoor at the rye patch. Everything's in one location, and it's really a great event for your guests as well as your big day.
Sure, and the wonderful spaces upstairs to be able to get ready.
Absolutely.
And just a very homey, very Aiken.
Very Aiken.
Beautiful, beautiful location. So when folks contact you, they can set up that appointment, you go over everything and get all the details worked out at that time as far as pricing, because I'm sure that there's different pricing for whatever they may want to have.
And it's our goal to make it accessible and affordable to the citizens of Aiken.
Sure.
So people are quite pleasantly surprised whenever we talk.
What is your most popular wedding month?
In the spring, April and May for sure.
Sure.
And then also September and October. Those are all prime wedding months. And I mean, I am booked every Saturday, April, May, and June for this year.
Okay.
And I'm already working on 2017.
How about that?
That's how special it is.
Yes. Well, I mean, I knew that it would just fill up in the warmer weather, but I didn't know if you had one month in particular that everybody wanted to use. But with our beautiful weather here in Aiken, it lends itself to almost year round. So very, very good. Well, something else that I want to talk to you about, because I know it's a very popular venue for photo shoots.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the policies, kind of how that works. If a family wants to have some professional photographs taken at Rye Patch or Hopeland Gardens.
And that quite often happens. When a family does want a photo shoot done, they've done family portraits or bridal sessions, maternity sessions even, the photographer just calls me and sets the appointment. That way I can make sure there aren't any other conflicts with our busy wedding schedule or other photographers. I just verify that the photographer has a City of Aiken business license. And the rental fee is only $15, and they get 2 hours in the gardens for that photo shoot, which is plenty of time. And if they need extra time, we can work that out too. But the photographer just schedules it with me, pays the photo shoot fee, and then the gardens are theirs for 2 hours.
Very good. So I guess the rule of thumb is if you're hiring out a photographer to take those professional pictures, then we kind of need to go through the proper channels.
Absolutely.
But if you're just taking your children out for a wonderful day to visit the gardens and you're snapping photos with your cell phone, no worries.
Exactly.
Very good, very good. I love when y'all come on and talk about all the wonderful stuff that's going on in Aiken, because it just doesn't cease to amaze me, the wonderful stuff that you both are planning and that is on the horizon. Anything that we haven't touched on today that we might have forgotten about?
I think that's everything.
I can't think of anything else.
There's so much to do.
I know. That's everything, at least for the next 2 months. And we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg with athletics. But with the recreation program supervisors and all the planning that you do and working with your staffs, I know that you both work very tirelessly. Thank you so much for what you do and what you do program for the City of Aiken, because it's just lends itself to a wonderful experience. So we look forward to participating in all these activities, and we encourage folks to enjoy these and participate in the activities as well. And what's the best way to get information about what we've talked about today and what's on the horizon?
Well, the park bench is always a good way to get information, although frequently we're adding additional things in that don't quite make the park bench. The play would be one of those, so I would tell people to visit our website at visitsaikenSC.com. And that's a great way to check out the calendar and see, what activities fit in your schedule.
Now, do y'all have a Facebook page?
Yes, that's one of my favorite because it's more real time, up to date. We can remind people. Quite often we will post about events, but we also create events within our Facebook page. So if you go to our Facebook page, City of Aiken PRT, and then click on the events tab, you can see all the events that we have going on and get more details.
Very good, very good.
We also have Twitter and Instagram too.
Oh, good to know. Y'all are very social media friendly. Well, that's very good to know. Chrissy, to get the park bench online, just visit the website, and it can be accessed in that way too. So, and always, I'm sure, call you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We love to talk to you and explain everything to you.
Sure, sure. Well, again, thank you both so much. I will look forward to talking again, probably in the next 4 to 6 months, about what's on the horizon come our fall programs and then back around to the holidays. But best of luck with all of your programs, and thank you again, and we'll see you next time for Aiken This Week.